Every empire that tried to conquer Egypt walked in with confidence and crawled out in defeat, battered by terrain they couldn't command and resistance they didn't expect. Egypt isn't just a country, it's a fortress carved by nature and sharpened by strategy. It ranks as the 14th most powerful military in the world and stands unchallenged as #1 in Africa. With over 1 million square kilometers of land, surrounded by scorching deserts, narrow sea corridors, and unforgiving mountain passes, it's a nightmare for any invading force. Napoleon failed. The Crusaders failed. Even modern coalitions backed by global superpowers couldn't break through. So, why is Egypt so incredibly hard to take down? And what makes this ancient nation still untouchable in the 21st century? Stick around because the truth is far more strategic than you think. Egypt isn't just protected by borders, it's shielded by nature's hardest terrain. To the west, the Sahara stretches endlessly, with heat so intense it melts the will to fight. No roads, no water, no shade, just death waiting for any army foolish enough to try. Even modern vehicles break down here. Supply lines collapse. Morale dies long before bullets fly. On the east, the Arabian desert scorches everything in its path, a dry expanse with shifting sands and blinding heat. Even if a force survives the terrain, there's nowhere to hide from satellite eyes or drone patrols. Moving troops here isn't just hard, it's suicidal. From the north, you'd need to cross the Mediterranean Sea. But Egypt's northern coastline is heavily fortified, equipped with radar systems, naval patrols, and coastal batteries. Any naval force gets spotted hours, sometimes days, before reaching land. Surprise attacks aren't an option. And to the south, the Nile's cataracts in Upper Egypt make upstream movement agonizingly slow, dangerous, and exposed to ambush. Right through the center of the country runs the Nile itself. Stunning to look at, yes, but for invaders, it's a deadly barrier. Wide, fast, and often flanked by raised terrain, crossing it under fire is a tactical nightmare. That's why armies think twice and often never try at all. Think of the Sinai, like Egypt's locked front gate. It's the only land bridge connecting Africa and Asia, and it's built like a natural fortress. With jagged mountains, open desert plains, and narrow passes, Sinai offers no easy way in. It's brutally hot in the summer, icy in the winter, and nearly impossible to cross with a large mechanized force without being spotted. Military routes are limited, choke points are everywhere, and there's no cover for movement. It's not terrain you fight in, it's terrain that fights you. Then there's the Philadelphia Corridor, the tight border strip between Egypt and Gaza. It's one of the most monitored stretches of land on the planet. Egypt controls it with reinforced walls, motion sensors, floodlights, surveillance towers, and around-the-clock drone coverage. Nothing gets through unseen, not people, not weapons, not even whispers of movement. And here's the kicker. Even if someone managed to get through all that, Egypt's army would already be waiting deeper inside the country. Units are stationed at key intersections, high ground, and preset ambush points. Sinai doesn't just slow you down, it exposes your every move, drains your resources, and hands Egypt every advantage before the first bullet is fired. You'd think empires would have figured this out. But they tried anyway. Napoleon stormed into Egypt in 1798. His goal? Control trade and strike at British power. He won some early battles, but Egypt's heat, sand, and constant resistance drained his troops. Within 3 years, he was gone. His empire beaten not by guns, but by grit and geography. Go further back, and you find the Crusaders. They wanted to conquer Egypt to control Jerusalem's flank. But they underestimated the terrain, the Nile's flooding, and Egypt's tactics. They failed, repeatedly. Then there was the Suez Crisis in 1956. Britain, France, and Israel attacked together. And still, Egypt held out. Global pressure helped end the invasion, but Egypt's resistance sent a clear message. Even coordinated powers couldn't force their way in. Egypt isn't just counting on geography to stay safe. It's built serious firepower. With over 440,000 active duty soldiers and nearly 500,000 reserves, the Egyptian armed forces are the strongest in the Arab world. But this isn't just about numbers. They've got thousands of tanks, modern jets like the Rafale and F-16, submarines, drones, and missile systems ready to respond at a moment's notice. Training is constant. Egypt runs military drills with the US, Russia, and NATO allies. Everything from desert warfare to urban combat. They don't just defend, they prepare for what's next. Their strategy is speed, shock, and control. Every invasion route is mapped, every weakness reinforced. It's not just a powerful army, it's a calculated one, and it never sleeps. In the past, nations built stone walls to keep enemies out. Egypt doesn't need stone. It has technology and lots of it. Along its vast and volatile borders, mobile radar units sweep constantly for movement. High-altitude surveillance balloons float over critical zones, capturing real-time intel. Drones patrol the skies over the Sinai Peninsula and the Western Desert, picking up heat signatures, tracking dust trails, and analyzing sound. Even a small group on foot can't move 100 meters without being noticed. But tech isn't Egypt's only weapon. There's manpower, too. The Border Guard Corps is a specialized force trained to operate in some of the harshest environments on Earth. They intercept smugglers, shut down infiltration attempts, and coordinate with air and ground response teams. And then there are the buffer zones, huge cleared regions along borders like Gaza and Libya, where everything is stripped bare for maximum visibility. Nothing moves in these zones without triggering a response. You can't sneak in. And if you try, Egypt will know your numbers, your location, your direction, and your mistake long before you even cross the line. Some nations fall from the inside out. Not Egypt. Despite years of economic stress and political shifts, Egypt's core remains solid. Why? Because the government keeps a tight grip. Security forces are present in every province. Key infrastructure is under heavy protection. And even regions like North Sinai, once unstable, are now under aggressive counter-terror control. Egypt invests heavily in infrastructure. New roads, bridges. Egypt isn't just hard to invade, it's almost built to prevent it. Its deserts swallow armies. Its rivers break supply lines. Its soldiers train for war, even in peace. Add the technology, the alliances, and the raw military power, and Egypt becomes more than a nation. It becomes a wall. Trying to take Egypt by force isn't just dangerous, it's foolish. And history has proven that again and again. So, if you're planning to invade Egypt, don't. Because you won't just face tanks and missiles. You'll face nature, strategy, unity, and the full weight of a country that refuses to fall. If this breakdown blew your mind, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and smash that bell icon because more stories like this are on the way. You won't want to miss them.